Tonight, a Port Augusta petrol station once again in the middle of a COVID case. And police appealing for witnesses over an assault in the mid-north.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. SA Health has once again listed Port Augusta's OTR service station as a COVID-19 exposure site. It was added last night after authorities discovered an infected truck driver travelling from Victoria stopped there 3 times.
Caught in the crossfire once again. On one of the year's busiest weekends for travel, an infectious truck driver also passed through Port Augusta.
So we have one public exposure location at this stage, which is on the run at Port Augusta, and that includes both the petrol station and the truckie lounge.
SA Health is urging residents to immediately quarantine if they attended the Port Augusta OTR service station on Sunday the 3rd of October between 3:45am and 4:30am, or at the later time of 4:20pm and 5:20pm on the same day. And again on Monday the 4th of October between 12:20am and 1:20am.
So my understanding is that he has had 1 dose of vaccine, but that's obviously not enough to stop you getting infected, and it's absolutely possible that he will be able to transmit the disease onto other people.
If you are at the location during these times, officials say you should get tested immediately and again on day 5 and 13. Authorities say it is an important time to be aware of any symptoms, with the long weekend seeing an increased amount of travel through the region.
We've been noticing a lot of people in the state have been exploring their own backyard.
Despite the scare, some are remaining positive. Carly says travellers are taking the time to protect themselves and the local community.
People are wary of the COVID and the situations, and most people are, most travellers are getting smarter about the processes and what's involved if there is a COVID outbreak.
Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Golf News.
For the first time since mid-August, no new COVID cases have been identified in far west New South Wales. But the positive news comes with a warning, with local testing rates lower than health officials would like.
Monday, August 16, the last time the Far West had a COVID-free day as we entered lockdown. Almost 2 months later, a donut day on our final week of lockdown.
Testing, whilst it's a concern, the fact that we're not getting any positive cases means that our approach is really paying dividends.
Testing clinics almost deserted this morning, overall rates dropping by a 5th since last week.
I think that we're going to see these fluctuations, and again, only time will tell as to whether we have hidden positive case or not.
There's one COVID positive patient in Broken Hill's intensive care unit. Meanwhile, investigations continue into how a Menindee resident tested positive. Initial reports suggest they had visited Broken Hill, a supermarket in the city once again listed as an exposure site, while health has confirmed no locations in Tibooburra will be listed as venues of concern, despite an infected tradie visiting the town.
All the individuals were known in the areas that they've gone to, so they were all contacted individually.
With vaccinated locals to be freed from lockdown next week, Marima and Osmat were on a vaccination blitz today, targeting the local Aboriginal community. 65% of Indigenous people in Broken Hill are fully vaccinated.
It is getting better, and we're seeing that people are showing up to our vaccination clinic as well. So we're just going door to door to increase that.
So our community can reunite on Monday. Lachlan Ittis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Dominic Perrottet has become the Premier of New South Wales in what he's described as a new chapter. He acknowledged the future is challenging, saying his focus will be to reopen the economy and improve conditions for working families. Despite some reports, he still expects reopening day on Monday, not earlier. The previous Tourism Minister Stuart Ayres is the new Deputy Leader of the Liberal Party, and Matt Keane is expected to be named Treasurer. A camping trip is turned sour after a man was stabbed in the back and a female victim assaulted following an altercation at Tarawi in the state's mid-north over the weekend. Our reporter Katrina Musson has the story.
Police are investigating an altercation between two groups of people in Tarawi at the long weekend. Just after 7:30 on Sunday night, police were called to the Barrier Highway after a man had been stabbed in the back with a metal rod by another man not known to him. Further investigations revealing between 6 and 6:30 that same evening, the victim had been camping with friends in bushland on Mallet Road.
When police arrived, they identified that there'd been an altercation between two groups of campers.
A second suspect allegedly assaulted a female victim, punching her and striking her in the shoulder with a hammer before running off.
We're following a number of lines of inquiries, but it's still being investigated. But it just appears that there's been an argument between two groups of people, which has unfortunately resulted in some pretty significant acts of violence.
The victim, a 25-year-old Paralawi man, was taken to the Jamestown Hospital before being airlifted to the Royal Adelaide Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The female victim, a 26-year-old, also from Paralawi, did not need medical treatment.
By the end of today, we hope to have some more information about descriptions of the suspects.
Investigations are still ongoing. Anyone with information that may be able to assist with the investigation is being urged to contact Crime Stoppers.
A man has lost his licence for 12 months after failing to submit to a breath test yesterday morning. At around 6:45, Ceduna Police stopped a white Mazda sedan on Poynton Street. The driver, a 27-year-old local man, refused to comply with police directions without good cause. He was issued an immediate loss of licence and his car was impounded for 28 days. He was reported for failing to comply with the direction and will appear in court at a later date. Still to come tonight, funding now available for community safety projects in regional South Australia. And the RSPCA offering free parvovirus vaccines in Broken Hill. Welcome back. Community safety across South Australia is set to receive a major cash boost with the launch of the RAA's yearly Regional Safety Grants program. The insurer says the funding has made a difference across the region in previous years.
A much-needed boost for regional safety.
It's all about supporting the hard-working regional community groups that are out there trying to make their local communities safer.
In its 10th round, the RAA Regional Safety Grants have been increased to $70,000, up 40% compared to previous years. The RAA says last year's edition has already made a difference across the region.
From a road safety perspective, medical equipment that we've been able to help put out there, I guess children's education, security around schools and the like.
Open for applications now until November 1, there are grants ranging from $500 up to $10,000. The Port Pirie Road Safety Centre is just one of more than 100 organisations who have benefited in the past.
5 years ago, we made an application to the RAA and put in a submission, and we received a grant of $2,000, and we used that money to purchase 5 new three-wheeler trikes for the learner riders.
And it's not just for road safety, with funds last year helping to purchase crucial firefighting and rescue equipment for the Country Fire Service and State Emergency Service.
Any not-for-profit organisation, community groups, schools, charity organisations are able to apply for the grants.
Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
The Lower Eyre Peninsula Council is restructuring their community grants program, enabling a wider variety of groups to have access to the funds. Applications open this Friday for the first round of grants.
Helping more local residents and groups achieve their goals. 2 new categories have been added to the Lower Eyre Peninsula Council's restructured grants program. Community groups, local halls and people looking to attend interstate events are able to apply.
Community project grant program, which is kind of broadening the criteria, so it will enable us to assess a wider range of activities and projects to be funded.
Council's revamp of the program enabling more individuals and local groups to make an application. The Community Hall Support Program will provide relief for regular running costs, which can impact the bottom line.
It's designed to actually consider funding for their maintenance routines, which hasn't been possible in the past.
One of the new categories introduced is the Individual Educational and Cultural Grant, with a pool of $2,000 available. It's aimed at helping individuals access events that are interstate.
It's really about supporting individuals to access training opportunities from outside or, actually outside of our communities.
The program a success in the past, helping a number of groups with essential upgrades. The council was encouraging residents in the district to apply beginning this Friday. Dylan Smith, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
With much of our focus on COVID jabs, our furry friends may also be in need of vaccination. Vets in Broken Hill dealing with a surge in canine parvovirus are now offering free shots to low-income pet owners.
A parvo warning for playful pups. There's more than one virus getting around in Broken Hill.
Canine parvovirus is a highly transmissible viral disease. It tends to affect young dogs and puppies that haven't been vaccinated.
The virus can withstand cold, heat and humidity and is passed on by infected dogs and through contaminated faeces and surfaces. Parvo can cause serious harm and is potentially fatal, with symptoms setting in quickly.
Vomiting, diarrhoea, lethargy, inappetence and blood in the faeces.
But like COVID, a simple vaccine can stop parvo in its tracks. From Friday, the RSPCA and Broken Hill City Council are teaming up to offer free vaccination and microchipping to those who may be unable to afford the medication.
We're targeting low-income households and people with concession cards at the moment. The vaccines are very effective if given in the right protocol.
While the program is focused on dogs aged 6 weeks to 18 months, vets are reminding the community that older dogs also need booster shots.
While the younger dogs and puppies are more susceptible to becoming infected, older dogs we have seen come down with parvo too.
There are a limited number of free vaccinations available. Bookings can be made through the local RSPCA clinic. Lachlan Ittis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us. A Port Lincoln rail enthusiast captures a piece of local history, and a Port Augusta dance group preparing for a major competition. Port Augusta Prison will soon provide a multi-million-dollar learning centre to help Indigenous prisoners transition back into the community. Funded by the federal government, it will provide prisoners with intensive support and make sure they are equipped with the skills that can help them pick up meaningful work when released. The project will also create up to 15 new local jobs, with the Kokatha Aboriginal Corporation being contracted to operate it. Multiple social media platforms experienced worldwide outages this morning. Users in the Spencer Gulf and Broken Hill woke up to the issue, with reports of service-related issues with Facebook, Instagram and WhatsApp from about 2:15 a.m. All of the applications are owned by Facebook and were vulnerable to the outage as they share the same operational infrastructure. Services eventually resumed later in the day. The last time Facebook had a disruption of this magnitude was in 2019. A Port Lincoln man's love of the Eyre Peninsula's extensive railway history has come to life in the form of a replica railway line. The detailed model took over 2 decades to build, with the owner saying it's not finished yet.
Recreating an important piece of Eyre Peninsula's history. Peter Knife taking more than 2 decades to build the model Minnipa railway station.
It's taken 22 years to get to this point so far. A model railway like this is never finished. It can be complete, and this has been complete for several years, but it's never finished. There are always some details you can add.
A keen lover of the region's locomotive history, Mr. Knife has been travelling to the region since the 1970s. He says the project has been a labour of love.
Lots of work involved in it, but it's doing something I really enjoy. It's creative, satisfying your creative urges.
The rail station was built in 1913 and was an integral part of the area's network. Peter's replica includes sand and dirt that he collected from numerous trips to Minnipa.
They're all scratch built. The structures and the rolling stock and everything are all built from original railway plans that we've been lucky to collect over the years.
The project was started when Peter and his wife Maggie were still living in Sydney. The couple relocated to Port Lincoln more than 12 years ago. Peter had one request for their new house.
Every man's dream of having a railway in the house is to build the house around the railway. That is exactly what we did.
Dylan Smith, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Port Augusta's Ignite Cheer and Dance is in the midst of planning a new event to get local feet moving. The Dance Dance Evolution competition will see competitors take to the stage and perform their own choreography.
Port Augusta Dancing centre stage once again.
Today we're unveiling the new location for our annual event Dance Dance Evolution, which is here at the Port Augusta Racecourse thanks to the Racing Club.
An outdoor stage will be constructed, increasing the potential capacity. The competition rules are simple. Design your own routine and perform it.
So Dance Dance Evolution is a completely choreograph your own dance competition where people from Port Augusta and around the region can showcase their own choreography.
The event aims to celebrate the sport in a relaxed, family-friendly environment.
I feel like the community should come to this event because it really shows off a part of our community. It shows how the dancers want to express themselves and it shows them what dance actually is. So it gives them a chance to have a deeper look into not only our club but everyone else who wants to participate in this event.
Special guests will make the trip to the city, providing children with vital feedback on their choreography.
And we have also got some other professionals from Adelaide coming in to teach the kids. So yeah, basically it's just a big event to celebrate their creativity and put a platform out for young dancers.
Excitement is already building amongst the students, with the dancers already keen to get moving.
I'm excited because we get to showcase our own choreography and do all that.
It gives everyone an opportunity just to show what they really are without being instructed and get to do their own thing personally.
It feels good to be part of a team because you get to work with all your friends and also people who you don't usually work with.
Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us after the break. New figures show farm prices are on the rise across the country. And Ruby Kamane will have the latest weather details. Hello again. New figures have revealed agricultural land prices in our region have risen once again. The Rabobank study shows the median price grew by around 6% on average across the country last year. New South Wales recorded a 6.1% increase, while South Australia's value grew by just 1%. Tasmania led the nation with a whopping 28.3% jump. The bank is predicting it will continue to grow for at least the next 5 years. Time now to take a look at what's happening in the weather. With all the details on what we can expect for the rest of the week, here's Ruby Kamane.
Thanks, John, and good evening, everyone. It's lovely to be back with weather, and what a glorious day we had today. From 3 p.m. Whyalla was sunny and 20 degrees, mostly sunny in Port Pirie 21, Clare cloud clearing and was 18. Those sunny conditions were seen across most of the regions. Port Lincoln reached 20 degrees, 21 and mostly sunny in Broken Hill, similar in Kadina 22, sunny in Port Augusta 23, Woodner had light morning frost and was sunny 25, Coober Pedy had the region's high of 26, while Adelaide had the lowest temperature, 18 degrees. Taking a look at the satellite image now, cloud crossing northern and eastern SA with the trough is generating patchy rain and thunderstorms, mainly in the northeast. Cloud forming in the south near a blustery colder change is bringing isolated showers, mainly light. Skies are mostly clear in the far west in dry winds. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. Winds west to southwesterly 10 to 15 knots, seas below 1 metre. Swells south to southwesterly below 1 metre. And earlier there was a marine wind warning for South Australia. The sun will be sadly leaving us. Port Lincoln 23, 26 degrees in Cleve. Woodnett a possible shower and a top of 28. A shower or two developing in Whyalla 31. Port Augusta a max of 32, Kadina 25 degrees. Port Pirie and Broken Hill both to reach 29, Clare a shower or two later, 25 degrees. Taking a look further through the week now with rain clearing on Thursday, 21 degrees and partly cloudy in Port Augusta and Woodnett, Whyalla and Port Pirie to top 19, sunny in Cooper Pedy and Broken Hill, Kadina and Port Lincoln 18, a degree cooler in Adelaide. Sunny and 27 in Port Augusta and Woodnett on Friday, similar in Whyalla and Port Pirie 26, partly cloudy across Port Lincoln, Kadina and Adelaide, sunny in Broken Hill and Cooper Pedy. Partly cloudy across most of the Gulf on Saturday except for Port Lincoln with showers developing, sunny and 28 in Broken Hill, Whyalla to top 22. And that's all the weather from me for tonight. It's back to you, John.
Thanks for that, Ruby. And that's the local news this Tuesday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later, and we will be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Until then, enjoy your evening here on 7. Good night.